Welcome to PACE Moments. Here, our experts and guests discuss many aspects of corporate finance and analytical models that will help make better, more informed business decisions possible in your organization.
Hello, I'm Ray Flossin, Executive Director of the Profitability Analytics Center of Excellence. And today I'd like to talk about ethics for finance professional in the digital age. So traditionally, CFOs, along with the rest of the finance team, have been looked at as the ethical conscience of their organizations, helping to assure adhesion to the company policies. Today, the need for finance professionals to uphold and promote ethical practices in their organizations is greater than ever before, as the nature of work changes dramatically and the role played by finance professionals continues to evolve. Technological advances, such as robotic process automation, artificial intelligence, and machine learning algorithms, have impacted how information technology systems and employees capture, analyze, and report financial and non-financial data. Having a strong grasp of the potential ethical pitfalls in this digital environment is essential in order for financial professionals to continue to act as the ethical conscience of their organizations. This ethical behavior is also important because it's essential to build trust in the digital age. The ability of finance professionals to assume the role of business partner to create value depends crucially on their ability to win the trust of their stakeholders. As financial professionals, we face situations in many different venues that have an ethical component. Yet in this digital age, despite new and increasingly technology-led ways of working, having strong ethical principles and behavior remain critical for accounting and financial professionals. While technology may have an impact on the details you need to understand in order to be ethical, it doesn't change the importance of acting in an ethical manner. Yet having the intent to conduct yourself in an ethical manner professionally is not enough. In other podcasts, I've talked about how upskilling is essential for finance professionals to remain relevant in the digital age. Well, the good or bad news, depending on how you look at it, is that upskilling is also an essential part of ethical behavior. The International Ethics Standards Boards for Accountants, or IESBA, has identified 5 fundamental ethical principles important for professional accountants. These include integrity, objectivity, professional competence and due care, confidentiality, and professional behavior. A recent survey of professional accountants by ACCA found that of these 5 principles, maintaining professional competence and exercising due care was the one considered most likely to be compromised in this digital age. Finance professionals now need enhanced skills in the areas of data governance, data analytics, data visualization, and strategic leadership. They also need competence in data ethics, ensuring that data is not conflicted and any algorithms are free from bias. Finance's role is changing, with finance professionals becoming more involved in their organization's strategic planning process. With this comes a greater need for professional skepticism with regards to inputs and assumptions in that process. The ability to employ critical thinking skills will also be of increased importance as the role of finance professionals continues to evolve. New technologies will require finance professionals to exercise creativity and be innovative with regard to their adoption and the deployment of new business models in order for organizations to remain competitive. All of these new competencies will require a greater commitment to lifelong learning for financial professionals in order to maintain their professional competence. Ultimately, regardless of the extent to which technology replaces or supplements humans, ethical judgment will be required. This is especially true as professionals move from performing routine tasks to more evaluated responsibilities, where professional judgment including ethical judgment, will be required. Their ability and opportunity to ask the right questions will help drive their organization's ability to do the right thing. Ethical judgment and business judgment are two sides of the same coin. Sustainable business returns are backed by sound ethical behavior. The reputational damage from unethical practices can take years to repair. Professional accountants need to help focus their organizations on generating sustainable results and championing ethical behavior. Let's now talk about data. In this era of big data, it's assumed a value and importance like never before. And along with that comes issues for financial professionals that can have ethical implications. New issues such as need to obtain informed consent for the use of data are now common. Maintaining anonymity, confidentiality, and/or privacy when it comes to use of data now need to be considered. Ownership of data and the right to use it need to be clear. And having transparency in the handling and reporting of data is of increasing importance. Ethical considerations are needed when determining how to govern and manage data storage, data sharing, and data security and integrity. With regard to data security, policies need to be in place to prevent a breach of cybersecurity. Data theft or inappropriate use of personal data is an increasing common result as organizations hold a lot of valuable data in a variety of systems. It's critical that organizations have adequate data governance in place. And care has to be taken against the risk of data bias. These include, for example, sample bias, measurement bias, response bias, and many others. A very common type of error is confirmation bias, where the evaluation of new data tends to be interpreted as confirming already held beliefs. Protecting platform businesses' intellectual property, or IP for short, is also an issue with an ethical component. Platform-based businesses are intermediaries with a minimal amount of physical assets or inventory. Their IP can be a key element in driving their success. Some platforms, for example, have a recommendation engine that uses sophisticated analytics to leverage their large volume of data passing through the platform to make tailored recommendations to their users. The ability to attract users, leverage their data, and provide value-added services may all link to the IP of the platform, which needs to be protected from copying or theft. With regard to new technologies, Kara Lapointe, a senior fellow at Georgetown's Beck School for Social Impact and Innovation, noted, quote, "Technology is not neutral. It has values embedded in its design and implementation. Seemingly innocuous design choices can have resounding impacts on people's lives," end quote. Our digital age is marked by the emergence of radical new technologies that are transforming the work done by finance professionals. And I'd like to talk about three of these: RPA, blockchain, and artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is a field of computer science dedicated to developing technologies and algorithms that allow machines to behave and act like humans. Using AI can help finance professionals become more efficient, increase the robustness and consistency of their processes, and increase the sophistication of their analyses. Yet algorithmic bias can arise, stemming from human bias and the coding used by the programmer, or even through machine learning and a bot's ability to develop its own biases. These pose macro societal challenges, such as the dehumanization of people, as well as micro-functional challenges, such as difficulties in interpreting the results of AI solutions, possible incorporation of human biases of developers, potential unintended consequences resulting from AI solutions, and development of fatal autonomous judgments and actions. To address these challenges, finance professionals can assist in the formulation and implementation of their organization's AI strategy and must maintain professional skepticism and demonstrate critical awareness to combat the risks associated with AI. Another emerging technology is blockchain. That's the use of a decentralized shared ledger of transaction records that are linked in a chain. It's considered a development that can significantly improve the efficiency of recording transactions without compromising reliability and security. Its use can lead to a radical transformation of finance and accounting practices, streamlining processes, and increasing transparency. Finance professionals need to have an understanding of blockchain, as it's difficult to apply ethical judgment to the use of distributed ledgers without a sufficient understanding of what they are. Blockchain requires finance professionals to develop expertise in digital signatures, smart contracts, and in other elements underlying blockchain technologies. There may also be a need to develop shared rules and boundaries beyond the algorithmic consensus mechanism for resolving conflicts, which highlights the need for finance professionals to act in an honest and responsible way. Robotic process automation, or RPA, is rapidly transforming the accounting and finance function, automating previously manual processes that were time-consuming, repetitive, and often error-prone. It results in significant cost savings and operational improvements. Historically, machines simply executed programs developed by humans. They were doers, not thinkers. However, now today, with complex pattern recognition-based machine learning tools, it's possible for systems to engage in discretionary decision-making. The machine analyzes large volumes of data over time and relies on historic patterns to inform decisions. That means it can develop decision rules and dynamically change them as new information emerges. Yet, the use of RPA also can lead to ethical concerns. Care must be taken when automating a process using RPA to ensure that the security integrity of the data is not compromised. The potential failure to adequately address segregation of duties when automating processes is also a very real concern. Use of RPA can lead to an inability to intervene in the automation and its underlying decision criteria, and a lack of accountability for unintended consequences. Finally, the impact of automating tasks using RPA on jobs needs to be considered and addressed. So what can finance professionals do to help promote an ethical culture in their organization in this digital age? A key action to take is to ensure that there's strong leadership at the top of the organization that is committed to ethical behavior. There also needs to be a strong system of internal controls and clear policies and procedures for the implementation of digital technologies. Technologies can be implemented quickly and with limited transparency across an organization, which can propose challenges to the extent to which honesty can be preserved in the dissemination of data and design of protocols. Finance professionals need to be concerned about who owns data and how it's distributed. Always put honesty at the center of discussions around data governance and data analytics. Next, organizations need to develop and implement an organizational code of ethics that address digital age concerns. And finally, organization needs to have a well-publicized speak-up policy for employees who witness colleagues committing violations such as circumventing internal controls, misappropriating assets, or misleading investors. So in summary, professional ethics is an increasingly important concern for professional accountants in this digital age. It's essential that financial professionals enhance their professional competencies by growing their knowledge of emerging technologies and digital issues in order to be able to identify, understand, and resolve ethical issues as they arise. Coupled with a supportive organizational environment consisting of strong organizational leadership and an appropriate control environment, finance professionals can help ensure their organizations succeed in this digital age. So thanks for listening to my PACE Moments podcast. To learn more about PACE, check out our PACE website and follow PACE on LinkedIn and Twitter.